Please rise. The commencement ceremony of the Seattle University School of Law is now convened. As we begin our gathering, we respectfully acknowledge that our event today is taking place on the homelands of the Coast Salish people, who continue to steward these lands and waters as they have since time immemorial. We recognize the tribal nations and organizations who actively create, shape, and contribute to our thriving community at Seattle University and beyond. We as an academic community should be and are committed to doing our part to engage with and amplify the voices of Native peoples and tribes. We recognize our collective responsibility and call for further learning and action to support them in their pursuit of advancement through education. Thank you. Please remain standing for the invocation offered by Father Lucas Sharma of the Jesuits, West Province of the Society of Jesus, Jesuit advisor to the Dean of the Law School and trustee of Seattle University.
Loving God, on this spring day, a day of new beginnings, we ask for your blessings upon us, gathered today for this graduation. Let us pause for a moment and recognize all the gifts you have given us, all the myriad of ways you have blessed each of us and sustained us through good and difficult moments over this past year. We ask a special blessing upon Seattle University School of Law commencement today as we celebrate the achievements of our graduates and recall how each of us are called to work for your justice, equity, and belonging in our world. We ask for particular blessings on our faculty, staff, and administrators at Seattle University that they may continue to educate scholars of the law committed to recognizing the beauty that comes from the diversity of humanity, all made in your image and your likeness. We thank you for their continued commitment to an education focused on inclusive excellence and a faith that does justice. Bless all of our students on this day, and especially our graduates, that they may embody all they have learned and experienced here, conforming their hearts to the heart of you who journey with all, especially the most marginalized in our world. Be with us all gathered today, family, friends, loved ones, so that each of us too may be committed to the work of acting justly, loving tenderly, and walking humbly in all we do and with all the people we serve in this world. In your name, you who are love, mercy, justice, and belonging, we say together, amen. Oh. Please be seated for the opening remarks by our president.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. My name is Eduardo Peñalver. I am here in two capacities this morning as the president of Seattle University and as a member of the law school faculty. And as the president of the university, but also maybe more relevantly as a fellow lawyer, let me begin by offering my heartfelt congratulations to our graduating students. Completing law school is no small feat. Well done. Let's give them a round of applause. The degree that many of you are receiving today, the Juris Doctor, is usually translated as Doctor of Law. Interestingly, it would more accurately be translated from the Latin as Doctor of Justice. I sort of prefer the sound of that. My younger brother is a medical doctor. During his residency in New York City, he would sometimes ride the subway to work wearing a t-shirt that said, "Kiss me, I'm a doctor." I know, that's the kind of guy he is. At the time, I wondered what would happen if someone wore a t-shirt that said, "Kiss me, I'm a lawyer." Nothing good, I imagine. But what, now just imagine, what if the t-shirt read, "Kiss me, I'm a doctor of justice"? Now we're talking. As doctors of justice, or for some of you, masters of justice, which sounds equally cool, we occupy a place of profound privilege and responsibility in our society and in our system of laws. As the great jurist Thurgood Marshall understood so well, it is part of the genius of law, especially the law in a democratic system, that over time, through deliberation, dialogue, disagreement, protest, contradictions between the shape of the law and the requirements of justice can be exposed and remedied. And once we take a step toward a greater, more inclusive version of justice, the rule of law helps us lock it into place for the benefit of future generations on whom it falls to continue the work, the never-ending work, of making the law more just. Zachary Carter, who during his undergraduate years participated in the 1969 takeover of the Cornell Student Union building by members of the Afro-American Society, went on to NYU Law School and to an illustrious legal career in New York City. And he became the corporation counsel for the city of New York under Mayor de Blasio, and ultimately the United States Attorney, the head prosecutor for the Eastern District of New York. And during a talk I once heard him give, he spoke passionately about the great satisfaction he had received over the course of his long and illustrious legal career when he could, as he put it, squeeze justice out of the law. And he talked about it as if it were like squeezing juice out of a dry lemon, lemon that's been left in the refrigerator for a bit too long. Hard work, but necessary work and rewarding work. That process of squeezing justice out of the law is not a simple one. We take several steps forward, we take a few steps backwards, we can even disagree, and do disagree, about what counts as a step forward or a step backwards. The law does not always want to grant us justice. And certainly in practice and in the world around us, you'll encounter clients, adversaries, politicians, opposing counsel who work hard to try to prevent the law from granting us justice. This is not an indictment of the concept of law or of legality. The law is not the same thing as justice. But law is a vital means for achieving justice at scale. There can be justice in smaller communities without resort to the formalities of law at the level of the family or the village or the club. Personal reputation, moral exhortation, gossip and shunning and other forms of informal enforcement are mechanisms that can work to enforce and reinforce social norms. But in a society of any scale and complexity, law becomes an essential technology for advancing justice. And as with democracy itself, the law is an imperfect mechanism for advancing justice, maybe the most imperfect means for advancing justice, except for all of the alternatives. This was the insight that Robert Bolt attributed to St. Thomas More in his classic play, A Man for All Season. In one memorable scene, Bolt recounts a fictional conversation between More and his son-in-law, William Roper. More, who is the patron saint of lawyers, says that he would let the devil himself go free until he broke the law. And Roper, who portrays an impetuous and passionately principled young man, cannot believe this. "You would give the devil the benefit of the law?" he asks. Thomas More responds, "And yes, what would you do? Cut a great road through the law to get after the devil?" Roper responds that he would indeed be willing to cut down every law in England to go after the devil. And More responds, "Oh, and when the last law was down and the devil turned around on you, where would you hide, Roper, the laws being all flat? This country's planted thick with laws from coast to coast, man's laws, not God's. And if you cut them down, do you really think you could stand upright in the winds that would blow then? Yes, I'd give the benefit of the law to the devil for my own safety's sake." This is the reason every successful social movement of the past 100 years has sought to enshrine its victories in law. If the rule of law is undermined, those victories are imperiled. The dependence of the rule of law on the work of lawyers explains Shakespeare's line in Henry VI, "The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers." Although this phrase has become a kind of lawyer's joke, the Elizabethan version of the bus full of lawyers at the bottom of the ocean, Shakespeare's purpose was decidedly not to make fun of lawyers. As the late Justice John Paul Stevens noted in his dissenting opinion in Walters versus National Association of Radiation Survivors, the implication of Shakespeare's famous quip is, quote, that disposing of lawyers is the first step in the direction of a totalitarian system of government. So it's no accident that the federal judge hearing Perkins Coie's case against President Trump's executive order seeking to punish the firm for taking clients and legal positions that he did not like turned to Shakespeare's famous line to describe what's at stake in that case. I encourage you to read her entire opinion. It's an astonishing document, especially for anyone familiar with the rhetorical minimalism of the judicial craft. But here's just a taste of what Judge Beryl Howell had to say. Eliminating lawyers as the guardians of the rule of law removes a major impediment to the path to more power. The importance of independent lawyers to ensuring the American judicial system's fair and impartial administration of justice has been recognized in this country since the founding era. Congress may legislate, the president may implement, and courts may adjudicate, but only the lawyers can prepare and submit the great issues of human justice under law in such manner and form that courts, in the ultimate, may be effective. Absent their crucial independence, lawyers would become nothing more than the parrots of the views of whatever group wields governmental power at the moment. For a federal judge, this kind of rhetoric is the verbal equivalent of turning the volume up to 11. No contract, no property right, and certainly no civil right is worth the paper it's printed on without lawyers to assert it and without the rule of law to enforce it. As our newest doctors and masters of justice, we are counting on you to take up the fight on behalf of the rule of law, even while keeping your eyes on the ultimate and elusive prize of justice. Your time at Seattle University and your own hard work have given you the tools you need. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much, President Peñalver. That was wonderful. Congratulations, graduates, and welcome to Commencement 2025. Today is a day to be thankful, to look forwards, to celebrate. Many of you are here thanks to the support that you have received from your loved ones who may be here with you today or watching us via web stream. Graduados, hoy los celebramos a ustedes, pero con el conocimiento que tienen muchísimo agradecimiento para sus padres u otros familiares que sacrificaron tanto en el logro de sus sueños. So let's give all of your loved ones a rousing round of applause to show them your gratitude. As you depart our law school and deploy your new JD or MLS or LLM degree, I give you a few words of advice to take with you. First, I urge you to distinguish yourselves as lawyers who, in your zealous advocacy on behalf of clients and causes, exercise the professional kindness and collegiality that the profession merits, and that in any event make us better and more effective lawyers. Address and relate to judges and other decision makers with respect and regard. Collaborate with opposing counsel and other professional colleagues with civility, especially at times of greatest stress and conflict. If you are lucky, your careers in law will be long, and the judge before whom you present a case today or the opposing counsel against whom you negotiate tomorrow may in short order become your law firm or agency partner or even a personal friend. As Amazon General Counsel David Zapolsky told us during his Seattle U Law Luminaries in Law interview, pro bono and public service work for lawyers is not optional, and a quid pro quo of being a member of the bar, and I'm quoting him. He's right. We have the obligation to give back to society by exercising our talents as lawyers pro bono publico, for the public good. As you climb the ladder of success, pull others up with you. Treat the janitor who cleans your office and your administrative assistant who manages your professional life and the mailroom attendant who directs your mail with the same respect and dignity that you show justices of the Supreme Court. They are, after all, the same in their humanity and in their entitlement to dignity. They also are instrumental in our own success and that of our clients. So please recognize them in your gratitude. Being a Seattle University School of Law educated attorney or legal professional is a superpower. Use that superpower for good. Use it to lift up others. You also should reach out. Continue to expose yourselves to people different from you and opinions and perspectives unlike your own. A dear learned friend put it this way: understanding requires contrast. Seek contrast. Embrace difference and disagreement. Contemplate diversity, not just of background, but also thought. Keep in mind the classical 1,000-year-old Chinese expression that I learned during my travels to China late last year, that the ocean is vast and powerful because it welcomes all rivers. The ocean is vast and powerful because it welcomes all rivers. How is that for ancient DEI? I urge you to live from a place of gratitude, and you'll become a better lawyer and a better and happier person. You are all high-achieving people, graduates. I know that you all graduated from kindergarten summa cum laude, and then went off to the next thing and the next thing and the thing after that. But pause, please, and give thanks for the enormous privileges that you now have as lawyers in an extraordinary profession, at an auspicious moment in our history, in a country still brimming with freedom and opportunity. Abide in gratitude, but also be courageous, especially now. The late Robert F. Kennedy once said, "Courage is the most important attribute of a lawyer. It is more important than competence or vision. It should pervade the heart in the halls of justice and the chambers of the mind," unquote. Indeed, as lawyers and other legal professionals, you will see time and again that law, as President Peñalver told us, is not the same as justice, and that justice is not the same as fairness sometimes. You will experience again and again what Jeremy Bentham observed in saying that, quote, "the power of the lawyer is in the uncertainty of the law," unquote. Sometimes you will be asked to speak truth to power in circumstances that may appear to be impossible, unwinnable, hopeless. But the truth is that every quantum leap forward in law started with an impossible dream. Universal suffrage for women, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, marriage equality for gay people, basic equity for the differently abled. These and so many other advances took vision, took daring, took courage among lawyers, other legal professionals, and lawmakers in order to result in unfathomable progress. The importance of our role as lawyers in our republic is especially clear at times when the rule of law, our Constitution, and democracy itself are tested by the excesses of an overreaching branch of federal government. If you have not yet done so, I join President Peñalver in urging you, as your final post-commencement law school assignment, to read Federal Judge Beryl Howell's memorandum opinion supporting her order striking down as unconstitutional the President's executive order attacking Seattle's own and institutional friend to Seattle U law firm Perkins Coie. I want you to read Judge Howell's tour de force memorandum opinion because in its 102 pages, she will remind you of how the profession you are commencing today is the thin black line between our Constitution and authoritarianism. She makes clear that the legal profession safeguards the survival of our democracy itself. She writes, quote, "This value placed on the role of lawyers caught the attention of Alexis de Tocqueville, who, in reflecting on his travels through the early United States in 1831 and 1832, insightfully remarked that, quote, the authority entrusted to members of the legal profession is the most powerful existing security against the excesses of democracy," unquote. This, dear graduates, is the profession that you commence, that you enter today. So understand, please, how much our nation is depending on you and on your character. Here at Seattle University School of Law, a Jesuit Catholic law school, we taught you about the importance of character in law and how little transgressions can combine into much bigger ones and inure us dangerously to serious wrongdoing. It is imperative for lawyers to do the right thing when no one else is watching. And I say no one else to emphasize that when we are alone, it is our conscience that watches over us and to which we remain very much accountable in our quiet moments. Integrity not only is demanded of us as good lawyers and legal professionals, but also as good people. Next, compassion. Abraham Lincoln once said, quote, "As a peacemaker, the lawyer has superior opportunity to be a good person," unquote. Yes, we must be zealous advocates, but sometimes the best way forward for our clients and causes and for the truth itself is to make peace, to exercise compassion, restraint, and equanimity. It is important, too, to realize that this compassion should flow outward, but also inward. We train you in law to be especially scrutinous in your analysis, to leave no stone unturned, to zealously marshal the facts and leverage the law in as incisive a manner possible. But sometimes that laser beam homed scrutiny that we have cultivated in you can turn inward. And when it does, I ask you to hold yourself in compassion and be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Finally, everyone, enjoy the moments of success. Embrace the small and the big victories. Fail quickly and move on to more success. Recognize how fortunate each of you is to have reached this pinnacle of success. In Leaves of Grass, Walt Whitman writes, quote, "You must habit yourself to the dazzle of the light and of every moment of your life," unquote. So dazzle in your light, graduates. Please stay in touch with us. We are so very proud of you as our newest leaders serving justice. Thank you. Within each graduating class, there are countless students whose futures gleam brightly with the reflection of time well spent in our midst. We are proud to recognize a number of individuals in particular whose contributions have greatly enriched the life of the law school and our community. Will all of our pro bono pledge awardees please stand? In alignment, yes. In alignment with our Jesuit values of justice and leadership, Seattle University School of Law students are encouraged to build their legal and leadership skills in service to the community. By pledging and completing a minimum of 100 hours of legal pro bono and community volunteer work together, the students standing before you represent more than 6,500 hours of service completed since they began law school. You may be seated, but please remain standing if you are a Pro Bono Pledge Outstanding Service awardee. Among our pledge awardees, we are pleased to acknowledge these graduates who completed an even more impressive feat. Each Outstanding Service awardee completed at least 250 hours of legal pro bono or community volunteer service during their time at the School of Law. Thank you, and you may be seated. Each year, the faculty choose to honor a student or students who demonstrate the skill, dedication, scholastic achievement, and leadership inside and outside of the classroom that best exemplify all of those ideals for which the institution, its faculty, its students, and the law profession strive. On behalf of the law school faculty, I am pleased to introduce our Faculty Trust Scholar, Atesh Sedifoy. Atesh, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you, Atesh. It is my honor now to announce the recipient of the Dean's Medal. The Dean's Medal is awarded to the student in the graduating class who has the greatest potential to achieve the legal profession's most notable aspirations for justice and ethics through their career, as evidenced by an outstanding record of academic achievement, commitment to public service, and excellent student leadership, personal and professional ethics and integrity, and dedication to the highest standards of civility and professionalism in law. The recipient of this year's Dean's Medal, and I will ask him to stand, please, for recognition, is Brendan O'Neill. Congratulations, Brendan. Congratulations to all of our student honorees of the class of 2025.
As we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates, we would also like to show our appreciation for two members of our faculty who have been granted the status of Professor Emerit for their many contributions to Seattle University School of Law, Associate Professor Janet Dixon and Associate Professor Mimi Samuel. Professor Dixon, please join me at the podium. Associate Professor of Lawyering Skills, Janet K.G. Dixon, joined the School of Law faculty in 2001, and will retire this year after more than 20 years of full-time teaching at Seattle University. Professor Dixon received her Bachelor's of Arts from the University of California, Davis in 1982, her JD cum laude from Seattle University School of Law in 1988, her LLM in taxation from the University of Washington School of Law in 2000. Professor Dixon has been a committed member of our nationally ranked legal writing program, including serving as the co-director of the program from 2019 to 2021. A deeply respected member of the national teaching community in her field, she has served on committees for the Legal Writing Institute and the Association of Legal Writing Directors, as well as organized several regional conferences, including the law school's very successful Western Regional Legal Writing Conference this past fall, several national legal writing conferences, and an international legal writing conference co-sponsored by the University of Zululand in South Africa. As a mediator, educator, and mentor, Professor Dixon's service extended into our community and around the world through her advocacy on behalf of women and girls as a board member for the nonprofit Legal Voice, and her time as a faculty advisor leading Seattle University undergraduates in service trips in South America. Most recently, she continued her service as a global citizen by helping legal educators in Ukraine through USAID's Justice for All program, as well as teaching at the Masaryk University in the Czech Republic. Please join me in congratulating Professor Janet Dixon on the award of Professor Emerit status. Welcome. Professor Samuel, please join me at the podium. Associate Professor of Law and Skills, Mimi Samuel, joined the School of Law faculty in 1999 and will retire this year after completing her 20th year of full-time teaching at Seattle University. Professor Samuel received an AB from Georgetown University in 1984 and a JD cum laude from Georgetown University Law Center in 1990. A nationally known leader in legal writing, Professor Samuel served as the Associate Director for our highly ranked legal writing program from 2015 to 2019, and as the program's director from 2019 to 2024. She is also a member of the prestigious Legal Writing Institute, having served as its website committee chair and on its committee on global legal writing programs. Recognized broadly for her expertise and leadership, she is often a featured presenter at various legal writing conferences. For almost 2 decades, Professor Samuel has worked with law students, lawyers, and judges overseas to help them improve their legal writing. She received a Fulbright Specialist Scholarship in 2011 to develop and implement the first legal writing class in Sri Lanka at the University of Perdaninyai. She is truly a global presence, having taught in Afghanistan, Botswana, China, Ethiopia, India, Kenya, Liberia, and Uganda. Professor Samuel has received numerous accolades, including the Global Legal Skills Award and the Legal Writing Institute's Terry Leclerc Courage Award for Legal Writing, and the Faculty Service Award, an honor for which she was nominated and selected by peers in the School of Law. After a comprehensive review of her contributions to our community, our faculty selection committee unanimously rated her service to the institution as outstanding. Please join me in congratulating Professor Mimi Samuel on this award of Professor Emerit status.
Good morning. Each year, members of the graduating class nominate and select the outstanding faculty honoree, who serves as the Marshal at Arms for the commencement ceremony. As president of the Student Bar Association, I'm honored to present the class of 2025's award for outstanding faculty honoree to Professor of Law, Deborah Ahrens. Soon, many of us will recite an oath as we are sworn into the legal profession. In anticipation of that moment, our entering cohort composed a declaration of commitment during new student orientation that captured our deep commitment to justice and ethical service as future attorneys. As one of the original drafters, I'm honored to share that declaration with you now, to return for a moment to the start of our journey and recall the promises we made to ourselves and each other, promises that continue to guide us today. I commit to maintaining the highest ideals and ethics of the legal profession in all dealings with my clients, my peers, and the general public, including honesty, integrity, and excellence. I commit to addressing systematic inequalities within the legal system and ensuring equitable access to justice. I commit to building a more righteous and equitable society with like-minded peers and to bridge gaps where I reach confrontation. During my time at Seattle University School of Law, I will commit myself to a thorough, consistent, and cooperative study of the law. I recognize the weight of the pledge and promise I make. This pledge I take freely and upon my honor. The graduating class additionally annually elects one of our own to serve as student speaker. It is my great pleasure and honor to invite Clara Dobro y Souza to address the graduating class of 2025. Thank you.
Good morning, class of 2025. Congratulations, we made it. Do you remember dreaming of this moment the night before your first 1L exam, when you were likely hunched over your casebook, battling the depths of a Seattle winter, looking at the same outline again and again and again, hoping that maybe if you just stared long enough, it would somehow magically absorb into your brain? When you thought about this exact moment and counted semesters to graduation on your fingers, thinking, that's too many more semesters, I'm never gonna make it. Well, you made it. Here we are on the other side, survivors, and soon, lawyers. Hopefully at least a little wiser. We've come a long way since those early days, discovering that while the legal profession might appear to be built on strict doctrine, facts, and procedure, its true foundation lies in stories. For example, when we think of contracts, we don't immediately think of offer, acceptance, and consideration, but you're welcome for the reminder. Instead, many of us think of hairy hands or an ambitious teenager who saw a Pepsi commercial and thought, damn it, I'm gonna own a fighter jet. But some of the most impactful stories in law school are those of our peers. Our class is composed of over 200 individual stories, each one an inspiration. I wish I could tell all those stories, but I have the microphone and this very fancy podium, so I'm gonna tell a little story of my own. So let's go back to 2002, shall we? I'm 4 years old. I've just moved to the United States, and I'm sitting in the back of my mom's green Dodge Caravan. I gaze out the window at the landscape of Kingwood, Texas, and I can't help but feel disappointed. There's no Tinkerbell, roller coaster, or Mickey Mouse anywhere to be seen. I've been lied to. I was under the impression that the entire United States was Disney World. Kingwood, Texas, unfortunately, is not Disney World. Masking my dismay, I turn back to my mom as she asks me to repeat Brasil, not Blasiu. I repeat it back, and my mom switches to a different word as this exercise continues for 5 minutes until eventually I'm dropped off at preschool. This became a little routine of ours. Every day for 5 minutes, my mom would help me learn Portuguese. Needless to say, I did not much enjoy this exercise and would much rather have been playing my Game Boy or reading Junie B. Jones. However, time shaped my frustration into appreciation. I don't know if my mom knows this, but in that brief daily ritual, she gave me 2 amazing gifts. First, she gave me the ability to communicate with my family and taught me to be proud of my cultural identity, an identity that has fueled my drive to make my community proud. Anyone who has talked to me for more than 5 minutes knows that I'm extraordinarily proud to be Brazilian and even more proud to be an immigrant. Second, she taught me about the power of small, deliberate actions. I don't think my mom knew that those car rides would have such a profound impact on my identity. She just knew that these small lessons could help me preserve my culture. In Portuguese, we have a proverb that perfectly captures what my mother taught me. Água mole, em pedra dura, tanto bate, até que fura. Soft water, with persistence, will eventually drill through hard rock. Except in Portuguese it rhymes, so it's much more poetic. You're just gonna have to trust me. As we take our next steps into the legal profession, I find myself reflecting on how this lesson applies to the challenges that we'll face together. We're entering this profession at a challenging time. The world's problems seem overwhelming, and we're told that as lawyers, we have the power, even the obligation, to change everything. We dream of arguing landmark cases that will reshape society, ending up in future students' casebooks. But the truth is, most of us won't have that big case right away, if ever. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with the power of water against stone. The cumulative force of small, deliberate actions taken consistently over time. I propose we start by transforming our own legal community through these small acts. While we celebrate law as a noble profession, we know it remains exclusionary and often unwelcoming. Many feel they must suppress their authentic selves to fit narrow expectations of what a real lawyer should be. Each time we bring our full selves to this profession, our languages, cultures, perspectives, and experiences, we create small cracks in these barriers. Each act of authenticity makes space for someone else. We've already proven this works. Remember how different our law school experience was from what we feared? Before arriving, we heard horror stories of cutthroat competition. Yet, through countless small acts of kindness and vulnerability, from sharing notes to admitting confusion out loud in class, to celebrating each other's victories, we transformed that culture. That is how we'll change our profession too. Not always through landmark cases, but through persistent, deliberate actions that slowly reshape the landscape. When the problems feel too big, remember, we are the water. And with enough time and persistence, even the hardest stone will yield. Congratulations again, class of 2025, and thank you.
That was beautiful. I get the honor of introducing our keynote speaker. Deborah Archer is president of the American Civil Liberties Union and the first person of color elected to the position in the ACLU's 100-plus year history. Deborah is also Associate Dean for Experiential Education and Clinical Programs and the Margaret B. Hoppin Professor of Law. She's an award-winning teacher and legal scholar, a national best-selling author, and an elected member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the American Law Institute. Deborah has also offered commentary for numerous media outlets, including MSNBC, National Public Radio, CBS, BBC, The Atlantic, and The New York Times. A graduate of Yale Law School and Smith College, Deborah previously worked as an attorney with the ACLU and the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund Incorporated, where she litigated in the areas of voting rights, employment discrimination, and school desegregation. She previously served as chair of the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board, the nation's oldest and largest police oversight agency. Deborah currently serves as a trustee of Smith College and was awarded the Smith College Medal, the highest honor the college gives to an alum. She's also the author of a national best-selling book, Dividing Lines. Please join me in welcoming Deborah N. Archer.
It is with great pleasure that we take this moment to honor Deborah Archer for her achievements in changing the face of justice. Deborah Archer, for your extraordinary accomplishments throughout your distinguished career and contributions to and leadership in the American Civil Liberties Union, Seattle University is proud to confer upon you today the degree of Doctor of Law honoris causa.
Hello, good morning. Thank you so much, President Peñalver, Provost Martin, and Dean Verona for that honor. I am deeply honored to receive this recognition from Seattle University. As someone who has spent a career fighting for justice and equality, it really does mean a great deal to be acknowledged by a community that's so deeply committed to those values. So thank you very much. The person I'm not going to thank today is Clara, because she has made me have to follow that amazing speech. So congratulations to you on that wonderful set of remarks. But it is still a true honor to be here with you today to celebrate your graduation. To the soon-to-be graduates, my heartfelt congratulations. You've worked hard for this moment, and you've earned every bit of celebration, and I hope that you take the time to soak it all in before you start to focus on the bar exam. And to the parents and the kids, and the spouses and the partners, the siblings and the friends, the faculty and the staff, and everyone else who stood beside these amazing graduates, this moment belongs to you too. So congratulations and thank you. I absolutely love commencements because they always remind me of The Wizard of Oz. In the movie, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion come together to rescue Dorothy. They don't realize just how extraordinary they are, how brave, how smart, how compassionate, until the wizard makes it official with fanfare, medals, and a piece of paper. The same thing is true here today. You've already proven you have a brain just by getting into law school and making it to this moment. You've shown you have a heart through the clinics and fellowships and internships and volunteer work, helping those most in need of justice. And you've demonstrated courage by choosing a profession that demands boldness, clarity, and resilience in the face of enormous stakes. You won't actually be any smarter, braver, or more compassionate an hour from now than you are right at this second. But once you receive your diploma from the wizard, Dean Verona, you'll be official, and the world will know it too. So again, congratulations. I promise not to take up too much time this morning. I know this is a day of joy and celebration, but because of who you are, I also know that you're already thinking beyond this room, beyond this hour. And I want to speak for a few minutes about how I hope you will move through the world as new lawyers. And I know that you've already received many lessons from the amazing folks who came before me, and I just want to add two to that list. And the first is to remember that you belong. And I say that with intention because I know what it feels like to be told that you don't. I'm a first-generation American citizen, and I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college. My parents immigrated from Jamaica in search of a better life. They landed in Connecticut first in a high-poverty, racially segregated neighborhood in Hartford, and then later in the nearby suburb of Windsor, Connecticut. And we were one of the first Black families in that neighborhood, and our neighbors took every opportunity to let us know that we were not welcome, that we were not wanted, that they didn't think that we belonged. One morning, we woke up to find that KKK had been spray painted across our house and our car. And I didn't know what those letters meant, but I will never, ever forget the look on my parents' face when they had to explain to me and my brother what those letters meant and why our neighbors didn't want us there. And that was an early lesson for me in what it means to be treated as if you don't belong, to have people fight to keep you from opportunity and a better life. But I also watched my parents fight to make a life, to build a home, to claim space in a country that wasn't always eager to welcome them. Their struggle and their persistence are what led me to become a civil rights lawyer. I have always wanted to fight for people like my parents and families like mine to protect our ability to live with dignity and with respect. I wanted to fight for everyone who dreams. Because America is built on a dream, but also on a contradiction. The American dream promises that your birth does not define your destiny, but the American reality has always said otherwise. It has always mattered where you're from, what color your skin is, how much money you have, who you love, how you worship, or whether you worship at all. And in so many ways, big and small, the history of America has been the story of the American reality edging ever closer to the American dream, year after year, decade after decade, and generation after generation. And that's what I think Langston Hughes meant in his poem, Let America Be America Again. Langston Hughes captured this really beautifully. He said, "Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where every man is free, the poor man, Indian, Negro, me." He knew, as we do, that America has not yet kept its promises, but he also believed, as I do, that it must and that it will. That gap between the American dream and the American reality isn't abstract, it's lived. You see it every day in the schools that children attend, the air they breathe, the neighborhoods they're told they can or cannot live in. You can see it in a city like this one, which, like so many other cities in America, remains deeply divided by race and class. My family felt that border between two Americas, one where you belong and one where you're treated like a trespasser. Maybe some of you have felt that too. The push to exclude people from opportunity is stronger today than it has been in a really, really long time. If you have known this feeling, know this: you belong. There is no space that is beyond you. Show up like you belong, claim your space at the table. You belong everywhere you want to be. And if you've been lucky to never have to question whether or not you belong, then use that gift to bring others in. Expand opportunity. Invite others into the circle. Be the kind of lawyer who works to build a bigger table. And second, I want you to answer the call to service. Almost 5 years ago, I was elected president of the ACLU, an organization that has fought for civil rights and civil liberties and human rights for over a century. And I'm incredibly proud to be the first person of color to lead the organization in that capacity. But the most important title that I have, although the title of ACLU president is incredibly important to me and to others, it comes with a tremendous amount of responsibility. Really, the most important title I carry is mother of 2 young black men. I was going to say my babies, but one of them just graduated from college on Tuesday, and one just finished his first year of college, so I won't say that. And like any parent, like the parent and families that you have in this room, I want my children to have the world. I want them to be happy, to be safe, to be loved. I want a world that recognizes their beauty and celebrates their beauty in the way that I do. I want them to believe that every dream that they have is possible. And that's why I do this work, not just to hope the world will be kind, but to fight to make sure that it's just. And when I was asked to lead the ACLU, it wasn't an easy decision to say yes. I'm an incredibly private person, and the role of president of the ACLU is anything but. But we are living at an inflection point in American history. Our democracy, our rights, and the systems that we rely on to protect them are under threat. This is a moment that demands all of us to step up and step forward. The work is never easy. Some days, some years, it can feel like we are losing more than we are winning, and the losses really do become harder to bear. The problems we face in this world are deep, they are entrenched, and they are complex. But there is one thing that I know for sure. There is no problem in this world, no crisis, no injustice that we cannot solve together. If history tells us anything, it is that the impossible is possible. And you can do the work to lead us to a brighter, better, and more just future. There is a saying in the Black community that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And I believe that, and I have felt that so many times before. And each and every one of you should feel that powerfully today. You are the dreams of those who have fought and led and organized and worked and just survived so that this world could be more free, so that I could be in this place and have the opportunity to serve, and so that you could be in this place and have the opportunity to lead. So now it's your turn, but be ready. The fight for freedom, for equality, for justice is not a gentle one. As Frederick Douglass wrote, quote, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet deprecate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want rain without thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its many waters." Today, the fight for freedom takes thunder and lightning. The fight for equality requires the ocean's awful roar. And yes, there will be days when you're tired, days when you want to give up, days when you just want to focus on you and block out the rest of the world. But never forget what a privilege it is to be alive in this moment in the role that you're in. It is a blessing to be able to serve when our service is so desperately needed. It is a blessing to have the opportunity to work for justice when there is such vital work to be done. So as you leave Seattle Law and build your lives, you will be called on to serve. The call may take many forms. For some of you, it would involve careers in public service. It may mean becoming a leader in the private sector. Wherever it is and whatever it is, answer that call. Find the clarity to know where you are needed, and then find the courage to act. And together we all can bring the American dream closer to the American reality. Congratulations, class of 2025. I look forward to working and building justice with you.
Thank you again very, very much, Deborah, for that poetic and powerful address. It is now time for the presentation of the candidates. President Peñalver, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the Seattle University School of Law 2025 candidates for the Master of Laws, Master of Legal Studies, and Juris Doctor degrees. Will the candidates for the Master of Laws degree please stand? President Peñalver, these students presented and listed on the printed program have completed the requirements to receive the Master of Laws degree. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the Master of Legal Studies degree please stand? President Peñalver, these students presented and listed on the printed program have completed the requirements to receive the Master of Legal Studies degree. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree please stand? President Peñalver, these students presented and listed on the printed program have completed the requirements to receive the Juris Doctor degree. You may be seated.
By virtue of the authority granted by the Charter of Seattle University and vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and acting on the recommendation of the Dean of the Faculty of the School of Law, I hereby confer upon the graduates of the class of 2025 who have successfully completed the program requirements for the degrees of Master of Laws, Master of Legal Studies, or Juris Doctor, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations.
Associate Deans Kristen DiBiase and Erin Fulner will introduce the candidates individually. As each student's name is read, they will come forward to be hooded by our Marshal at Arms, Professor Deborah Ahrens. Joining in the hooding are, for our Master of Laws and Master of Legal Studies candidates, Professor of Law Sheetal Kalantri, Associate Dean of Graduate Studies International Programs, and for our Juris Doctor candidates, Professor of Law Russell Powell, our Father John Topol Endowed Scholar, SJD Program Director, and the elected faculty hooder for the class of 2025. Usually at events such as this, you are asked to hold your applause until all of the names have been read, in recognition of the considerable sacrifice of family and friends of law students. Please feel free to express your pleasure and delight at the name of your graduate, as the name of your graduate is read. Deans DiBiase and Fulner, please present the candidates.
Receiving the Master of Laws degree, Bharati Priya Anadurai Kavitha. Master of Laws in Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Esther Oluwafemileo Arakun. Master of Laws in Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Nina Esquivel, Master of Laws in Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Tetniana Harmaj, Master of Laws and American Legal Studies. Angie Melissa Lopez Cardona, Master of Laws in Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Olufunmilayo Elizabeth Omalada, Master of Laws in Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Agor Redden, accompanied by his daughter, Master of Laws in American Legal Studies. Nisar Ahmad Salik, Master of Laws in American Legal Studies. Oksana Salo, Master of Laws in American Legal Studies. Prachi Kartik Dave Trivedi, Master of Laws in American Legal Studies. Receiving the Master of Legal Studies degree, Margaret Abbott. Corinne Fox. Elizabeth Ann Krochak. Jenny Latta. William James Rowan. Kayla Silvio Miller.
Receiving the Juris Doctor degree, Leo Lance Matura Abadias. Ayub A. Ahmed. Fatima Sami Al-Rikabi. Ariel Archie. Francis E. Argueta Espinoza. Vashti Aradanda, hooded by Sister Mariam Namazi, class of 2008. Lee Ba, Certificate in Technology, Innovation Law, and Ethics. Cambria Judd Babbitt, magna cum laude. Alexander Paul Barnes, magna cum laude. Kyle Curtis Barnes. Callista A. Bechtold. Abigail Danielle Belcher. Paige Blake, cum laude. Melissa Blue, magna cum laude. Cameron Bonetti. Theodore Brown. Antoine L. Bramond. Agnes Maria Bresci, cum laude. Daniel P. Brown. Daniel William Callahan. Gerald Ryan Castro Calanta. Jacob T. Carlson. Stephanie Michelle Chaparro Cardenas. Jennifer Chen, cum laude. Hooded by Sister Denise Chen, class of 2022. Xenia Vanessa Childs. Breaker Christopher Chittenden. Johan Christensen. Kaylee R. Clark. Caitlin J. Clark, cum laude. Austin L. Cobb. Abigail G. Coffey, cum laude. Hallie Tion Faye Conyers Tucker.
Alexandra N. Creighton. Gregory A. Crowder. Cynthia Hayden Daly, cum laude. Clara de Avro Ezuza, cum laude. Divya Dami. Catherine Alexandra Dickhouse. Sam A. Dilly. Gabriela Baraola Dionisio. Tashiana Dragnich. Hunter Lewis Egger. Serena A. Feldman. Kristen Nicole Furkich. Aaron H. Foss, summa cum laude. Cheyenne Rose Fujii. Graham Daniel Fulton, magna cum laude. Irving Enrique Sanchez Gaona, cum laude. Brittany K. Gaucher. Morgan E. Graves. Trigvi Grow. Arthur Guilford. Austin Scott Gusty, cum laude. Davis Haas, cum laude. Yasmin Hamoud. Yinfei Han. Rebecca Hannon, cum laude. Alexis E. Hansen. Shahir Alam Hashmi. Rachel Adele Hecker. Ricky Jiahui Huang. Hyung K. Jang, cum laude.
Julie So Young Jiang. Delifus Leon Jones, hooded by wife Brittany Francis Jones, class of 2021. Julian N. Jones. Katrina Satik Kersley. Gabriella Kent. Layla R. Kademi. Junki Kim. Courtney King, magna cum laude. Andrew J. Kuna, magna cum laude. Janaya Menyan Lacey. Magdalena Lorraine cum laude. Lisa W. Lee and Baby Harper. Gabriel Lee. Leo Augustine Linder, summa cum laude. Arturo Lopez Lena Toledo, cum laude. John D. Lovelace. Van Lee. Michael McTaggart, cum laude. Joseph L. Mance III, cum laude. Bradley Stewart Marshall. Luciano McCollum. Emily Jean McCormick. Carson McGregor, cum laude. Rosalind Claire McKean. Alicia Christine McNamara. Rosie Midget, magna cum laude. Jordan A. Miliotis, Certificate in Technology, Innovation Law, and Ethics. Samuel A. Miller, summa cum laude. Nicholas Patrick Minor, cum laude.
Dalton T. Mitchell. Dalton T. Mitchell. Sorry about the mic there. Catherine Mitri Kanavati. Wyatt Madrachek. Nicholas Lee Tinsley Moffett. Aaliyah Valerie Moy Matsumoto. Jiyoung Moon. Janet Jennifer Moran, hooded by their comadre, Vanessa Arnaud Martinez, class of 2013. Maria Elisa Moran. Wendy Keiko Nishimi Mun. Veronica Tweevy Wen. Lydia Nikolic, magna cum laude.
No, get me.
Siobhan Nolan. Jeremiah Matthew Noonan, magna cum laude. Isabel Justine Noto, cum laude. Juliet Grace Odell Schneider, Certificate in Technology, Innovation Law, and Ethics. Brendan James O'Neill, cum laude. Michael Joseph Parker. Angel Pedraza. Ellen Min Pham. Savannah Phillips. Isabel Maxine Place. Emma Price, cum laude. Sage T. Quiggle. Ashley M. Rains. Dakota S. Rakestraw, magna cum laude. Adam Romas Rakunas. Beatrix Ramirez Nava. Catherine C. Riley, magna cum laude. Diana Marion Rendler, cum laude.
Hadley Morgan Richter. Lara Ricks, cum laude. Roger Matthew Robertson. Yaslin Roman Rodriguez. Margaret Helen Rutherford, cum laude. Sital Karasandu. Casey Stephen Scular. Atesh Sherif Soy Summa, cum laude. Elizabeth Shields, magna cum laude. No? Oh, we went backwards. Connor R. Schultz? Who did we miss? Oh, no. Angela Hahn! So sorry, Angela, you got out of order on our program. Congratulations. Elizabeth Shields, magna cum laude. Connor R. Schultz. Austin Sisley. Logan Evans Sitkin, hooded by Father Jonathan Kolb Sitkin, class of 1987. Anya Savannah Smeraldo. Edson M. Smith. Christopher Sohn, hooded by Sister Christine Sohn, class of 2023. Elise Marie Sparks, magna cum laude. Kalina Spazovska, cum laude. Eliana Rose Spitzer, summa cum laude. Stefan Taylor Strzynski. Jason Manuel Stasky. Larissa Lynn Stokes. Eric Strain. Emily Strelo. Deanna Tatavosian. James M. Taylor, cum laude. David Luca Termure, hooded by father-in-law Leonard Seminea, class of 2004. Nicoletta Termure, summa cum laude, hooded by father Leonard Seminea, class of 2004. Victoria Troval, cum laude. Manavdeep Tung, hooded by wife Amrita Brar, class of 2022.
Kaisa Joy Walzer, accompanied by baby Wesley. Hannah Mackenzie Wascom, magna cum laude. Riley Justine Wiggin, hooded by mom Carla Carmack Wiggin, class of 1995. Natalie Francesca Wilkins. Mackenzie Lee Will. Andrew K. Williams. Mandy Leanne Wilson. Patrick Yeski. Sojin Sarah Yoon. Kashin Yu. And last but not least, Fancy Isabella Zaldivar.
You did it. You did it. And now you're empowered to make my favorite joke. Is there a doctor in the house? Yes, if it's a jurisprudential emergency. Proud of you all.
Congratulations, class of 2025.
Congratulations, everyone. The benediction will be offered by Father Lucas Sharma. Please stand, and following the benediction, please remain standing for the valediction and the recessional.
So let us just take stock of all we have heard, all we have experienced, and all we have to be grateful for, especially for our graduates this day. Loving God, it is in you and through you that we have all we are blessed with this day. You have given this all to us as a Seattle University School of Law community, and it is for all of this we express our gratitude and ask for a blessing upon our graduates. We thank you for the people our graduates have become, people committed to bringing glad tidings to the most marginalized, to journey with those who are captives, to offer liberty, recovery to the blind, and letting those who are oppressed be freed. Guide them always and everywhere as they work to walk with you in a spirit of humility, love, generosity, and service. Conform their hearts to yours so that building a just and humane world, their work will model you, who is our truest vision of inclusion and justice. Help them to continue to learn always, to ask where you are, to guide them, to help them discern the Spirit at work, always serving especially the most marginalized. And give them the grace of courage to stand up to your vision of justice, especially when others disagree. And help them feel consolation always and everywhere, so that out of abundance they might serve. Give them the grace along this journey, always pointing out the ways graces abound. We ask all of these things in your name, you who are the source of all law, justice, freedom, and love. Together we conclude our prayer in saying, Amen.
This commencement convocation is now concluded. Enjoy this day of celebration.